What's up, guys? It's boy Justin with another graphic novel review. Today we're reviewing Grant Morrison's Green Lantern Season 2 Volume 1, which is written by Grant Morrison, one of my favorite comic book writers of all time, with art by Liam Sharp and Xermanico, which this collects issues 1 through 3 of Green Lantern Blackstars and Green Lantern Season 2 issues 1 through 6. This goes for 30 US, 40 Canadian. Holy crap. But I would say, damn, was this worth every penny I spent. It had been a while since I read like the previous volumes in this run. So I was a little confused at first because it starts off with Hal Jordan in like an alternate reality where he's like in a relationship with I forget this character's name, Beatrix or whatever, or who is the second in command of the Blackstars. And like, you know, in the previous stories, Hal Jordan infiltrated the Blackstars and like he went undercover and took on the mantle of Parallax again, only for him to shut down the Blackstars. So here was kind of confused because it takes place in an alternate reality where the Green Lantern Corps basically never existed, and it's just the Blackstars that are the main peacekeepers of the universe. And it starts off with Hal Jordan and Beelzebub, or whatever her name is, who's like an alien vampire who came from a planet of vampires, and they're here on this planet to recruit these demons, these Hellraiser-looking creatures, Cenobite-looking creatures, to join the Blackstars, which they also recruit Mogul of all people. So this was a pretty crazy, like three-parter story. You even have like other Green Lanterns that are on the team, and it's just more of Grant Morrison's weirdness. And these stories were very brutal, very gory, and very witty with the dialogue. You have like this relationship between our two characters here, and you get her backstory. And her backstory was pretty crazy. And there's some some very crazy, like, you know, do we skip the backstory? You see her, she has like a wedding where she gets married to this like Nosferatu guy, and in the background you see like vampires from pulp culture, like from Interview with a Vampire, the guy from Twilight. Man, was that in like which issue was that in? Oh my god. Yeah, it was like crazy stuff. Oh, here's the scene where you look in the background. You can see a lot of Bela Lugosi's over there, I think. And who is that guy? Does that guy look like it's supposed to be somebody like a certain anime character? I don't know. And obviously there's Vampirella, and you can see some of the one guy from What We Do in the Shadows, and I think that might be Blade, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I just thought I would point that out. So like crazy stuff. So the climax of this miniseries is them basically going to Earth and demanding Earth to surrender sovereignty to the Blackstars, only for obviously the Superman and the superheroes are not going for it. Which I love how they kind of like, there's the thing where like Jonathan Kent is like on the Blackstars team. The Blackstars team, and like There's also a thing where like Hal Jordan doesn't like is questioning like her motives, and like how come like Controller Mew doesn't talk or whatever. So like yeah, that was pretty obviously what happens is like, you know, Hal Jordan switches sides for. But yeah, this was really cool and super dark and gory. Oh my god! So yeah. So after that, it goes into like the Green Lantern season 2, where Green Lantern Hal Jordan gets promoted. He gets his Green Lantern power lamp gets an upgrade, which it can do a lot of weird stuff now, like stuff from like the Silver Age. So that was kind of cool. Also, there's a thing where like, oh, they're talking with potential recruits for the Green Lantern Corps, and you could see some like weird cameos. There's a guy that looks like Judge Dredd, which Grant Morrison did write Judge Dredd comics. I reviewed one written by him, and like also in that graphic novel, there's a story by Mark Millar. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And like his first mission, he has to go on a planet with this new recruit who's this like sentient salt alien who has to go on the planet where the Guardians are originally from to get new Guardians, which are like eggs. And here, like, the planet is like overrun by mutant like cyborg gorillas that were created by this chick. She kind of like a female version of the High Evolutionary who works for the Guardians, and her creations go amok. So this was a cool, fun story. Yeah, after that, the new Guardians are born, and they basically give Hal Jordan his first mission, which is to go back to Earth and go back to Earth because there's aliens hiding on Earth who may have been responsible for killing the Green Lanterns. So for the next couple issues, Hal Jordan's stuck on Earth. And this was pretty cool, though some of the dialogue was like, oh, he was very much influenced by like woke Twitter users with some of the dialogue here and there, but it was okay. I kind of like, this was a pretty cool series. Basically, and some rich guy tries to create a city, and unknowingly unearths like these ancient civilization of like bird people who are enslaving humans and want to basically take over the planet. So this was a pretty cool issue, and there was some weird dialogue going on here, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with the weird dialogue? Because they were talking like in like old like Silver Age, like it was like old Silver Age dialogue. Only for it's like, oh yeah, that was part of the plot. So that was pretty cool. And now like one of the plot points was like they were going to hatch like eggs of these like bird people that haven't been born yet and turn them into warriors. Only for Hal Jordan to basically like get to them first, and now they bonded to him. So they think he's like they're like a dad. So that was cool. This was also a fun issue, which they changed the look of the birds to make them more like cat-like for whatever reason. So this was a story where basically they're testing, because like Hal Jordan obviously started off as a test pilot, so they're testing piloting this new experimental aircraft, which every test pilot before has gone missing piloting this, so he decides to pilot, only to discover, hey, like the reason why they go missing because the new experimental craft tours holes through dimensions, and they get lost in like the different dimension, and there's like this cloud creatures on the other side. So this was a pretty cool story. So the next story, where it's, oh my god, this reminded me of a chapter from Gantz, if you read Gantz. So this chapter was crazy. It's a team up between Green Lantern and Barry Allen, the Flash. Which this was a crazy issue, man. Oh my god. I don't know where to begin. This was crazier than the Green Arrow crossover. That was also written by Grant Morrison. So yeah, I don't even know how to describe this one. This was a crazy story. Yeah. In the next issue, we find out the identity of the people who've been going around killing Green Lanterns. And this issue was really cool because, like, Liam Sharp changes his art style to make it look more like, Jack Kirby-esque at times. And then, like, you have and whatever art style he's emulating here is also pretty good. Yeah. And then, like, the final issue is basically... was this the final issue? Where he's in a hospital on the space station and they get attacked by anti-monitor lanterns, this was a pretty cool story. And that's how it ends. If there's a volume 2, I really want to get it. So what I think about this graphic novel, honestly, if you're a Grant Morrison fan, you're going to love this book. You get lots of Grant Morrison weirdness in these comics. I love the dialogue at times. I kind of liked he also shit on. There were times in the book, twice in this book, where he was shitting on how, like, DC and Marvel every couple of years fuck up continuity and do, like, these, like, basically reboots. Where, like, they're talking, like, at one time, like, Barry Allen and Hal Jordan are talking. He's like, man, it seems like nowadays we just wait for the next, like, cosmic, history change or whatever, right? Like, it's like they're, like, the characters are, like, cognizant of, like, that they know every once in a while that, hey, something's gonna fucking happen that fucks up history again. Like Hal Jordan was talking to Superman, how, like, the last time he saw him, like, he was running around in, like, shirts and pants. Talking about, like, the new 52 Superman run, but that was also written by Grant Morrison, which I have to read that. I'm sure it's good. But, like, I haven't been a fan of, like, the all new Superman that Grant Morrison wrote. I only read the first volume, but I watched the anime movies, and the anime movies were good, so I probably would enjoy it. But yeah, man, if you're a Grant Morrison fan, you gotta read this. This is fucking way better than his Batman stuff, in my opinion. And I just, like, I want to give this a 9 out of 10, but it wasn't as good, I would say, as, like, the first half of the series, like the previous 2 volumes. I would say it was probably better than the first one, but probably not as good as, like, the volume 2 of season 1 or whatever it was called. Which I don't even remember what it was called, but yeah, the Blackstars were also in that, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this was good. Like, it's a solid 8.5 out of 10. Check it out, guys, if you can get it for a decent price. I would say it's even worth the $40, man. I paid for it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Check it out. Peace out. And our next graphic novel review is going to be Miracle Man Omnibus. But that's going to be the next graphic novel review. I decided, I do rotations where we do DC, Marvel, and Indie. But I'm also picking up, like, single issues on ongoing series. I decided, when I review single issues, that's not going to be part of the rotation. I'm doing that because, obviously, I paid a lot of money for this book, and I do a lot of my reading at work, and I don't want this book to get ruined in my lunch bag. So, yeah. That is too heavy to bring to work. Alright, guys. Peace out. Bye.